Welcome to the Battle of Laurel Hill. I have put in a general who's very low level because I found out that the corps commander doesn't really affect the command line. But my other division commanders all have a high command bar. So, yeah, I have a lieutenant colonel in that unit, and I'm bringing 14 infantry, 6 snipers, and 4 artillery. I do have a unit of JF Browns, which is interesting, I think. These are not my best sniper units. My 3 best sniper units are all 100, and they're all in reserve. These are all new sniper units, and there are 6 of them. So I'd like to have 10 snipers for the end game. And at the end of this battle, I'll have 6. So they're all 3 stars, of course. But they're not 100 in every skill. So I gave all of my units CS Richmonds except 2. That's a mistake. I could have given all these guys 61s and 63s. That would have been the way to go. I could have dropped my losses. My losses weren't high in this battle, but I could have dropped them even more, a little bit, with 61s and 63s. I gave them CS Richmonds because I thought we were going to get into a lot of melee. We got into some melee, but not very much. 61s just fire faster and do more damage, so that would have, and you want to kill the enemy as fast as you can. So, okay, 45, 67, 68. We're going to pick up 8 more points, 100,000. That'll take me to 350, 60, 70,000, I guess, after this battle. And we'll get 11,400 men. So I'll have 90 rep at the end of this battle. So fortunately, I have some raw recruits to pick up. He has 68, almost 69,000 men and 272 guns. We get 6,000 allied troops, and when I combine my units, we have 45,000 versus his 68. Should be an easy victory. Okay, there's a couple of things. This is the position here that you want your allied units to occupy. And what I'm doing is I'm getting my guys just deployed as quickly as possible. I've really sped this up. You can go back and play this at a slower speed if you want to. What I want to show you here is the 7th South Carolina. This is the single most important position on the map. I played this the first time. I didn't put anybody here. And what happens is your guy in the fortification gets flanked and flanked and flanked and routes and routes and routes. Yeah, that's a disaster. But if you put somebody over here, the enemy will not push that hard right there, and your position doesn't get flanked. So he comes charging in with these snipers. Now, these snipers are a pain in the neck. They have JF Browns. They're really good. They're going to do some damage. Not a lot, but some. But what they do is they get your units spotted. And they're very hard to see. So if you can get these guys to come out and get spotted, that's very handy because it allows you to put shots on them. But what they like to do is, like the guy is in the woods right now, you usually can't see him when he's there, but he can give visibility to your units. So that is terrible. And this is going to have consequences later on where everywhere you try to move, the enemy gets visibility on you. So I just love it that he's aggressive right now and I'm able to get shots on him. So I'm putting detached skirmishers into the fortifications, hoping to lure him into melee. I only brought 2 infantry units into this first part, and that's fine. I only bring 2 in my first batch of reinforcements. That's probably a little light. Okay, things are working out splendidly so far. He's charging in. We're going to get into melee. I'm a little concerned he's going to get into melee with 2 units here against my detached skirmisher. But we win both of those. I make sure that I'm firing, I hit pause, make sure I'm firing into the melee. Over here I make sure I'm firing into the melee on the left side. Now look what I'm doing with detached skirmishers. I'm actually putting detached skirmishers sometimes in the fortification and my infantry unit right behind it. And other times I put my infantry unit in and have a detached skirmisher on top of it. But always there's a detached skirmisher. Okay, we got a few more hits in the north on his sniper. That's good. So he's going to just attack like crazy with about 45,000 men. And all we're going to do is just keep trying to lure him in. Like I have the supply wagon over there. Hi Bob did that too. Have the supply wagon over there to get him to attack. It works out splendidly. I want him to attack over there. Okay, I have my reinforcements are coming up. I have plenty of men on the battlefield. I only had 2 infantry come in with the second batch, and I have plenty. That's plenty. I mean, it turns out to be plenty. I'm doing just fine. You could have, if you're uncomfortable, have 4 infantry come in just to be safe. But he's not going to push you off this line. But the crucial thing, you see that infantry unit in the woods between my 2 sets of trenches? That's the key. Your allied unit in the trench line is going to rout if you don't have somebody in those woods keeping him from delivering flanking fire. Okay, he's going to get into melee again. Yeah, he wants to attack where that allied unit is. That's an allied unit in there. He's doing great. And he wants to attack in there, and I keep punishing him for that. That's good. So I have my sniper to the south. My sniper to the south is getting all kinds of shots. He's right now getting shots on his sniper, which is great. I'll milk that for everything I can. In the left hilltop, I have my JF Browns, because I think my JF Browns are going to take about 50 losses. Because his sniper can see me, and every time I get seen, I'm going to get hit. But the JF Browns do fine. They don't take that as many losses as I thought they were going to take. So, okay, I want to get my units on the northern part to get on the front line, so I can get the Allied troops moving to the south to make the Allied unit in the fortification bigger, because that's where the enemy is going to hit over and over again with his artillery. That's going to be a big target. So I'm going to start pumping men into there, because that guy's going to take losses. So my snipers in the south are going to start getting shots on his artillery, driving him north, because he's actually firing at my units in the fortifications. That's no good. I don't want him to do that. So maybe having CS Richmonds, I'm watching the video, maybe having CS Richmonds here is a good thing. So, because I'm winning all these melees handily, and my allied troops have CS Richmonds too. So maybe that's why, I win all of these melee fights so easily. Okay, I keep moving my snipers around behind the enemy. So I had my guys in the far north come down and put some shots on his flank and mess him up, and that worked great. Okay, more reinforcements came in. It's 8 o'clock. Oh, he has a battery of Napoleons. I just take them off the line. Napoleons are completely worthless, but I'm going to use him in the end game. In the first part of the battle, he attacks you with 50,000 men like crazy. The Napoleons, I didn't see them as useful in that. They would just take pass-through damage and die. If they're not delivering canister, they're pretty useless. So, but in the second half of the battle, when we counterattack, they'll be very handy. So I actually have them setting in reserve turned off. They're doing nothing. So we're in melee again. And my reinforcements are coming in. I have 4 infantry, 2 in the south, 2 in the north. And my 1 unit gets there just in time. But no, we're doing fine, and the morale of my allied unit is fine because he's not taking flank shots, and he's not taking flank shots because I have an infantry in the woods to his north. And if you have a unit over there, it's all good, and if you don't, it's going to be really frustrating. So now I'm behind him, and I'm just taking cheap shots. I want to stay in this farmhouse where I have great cover and can't be seen. If you move forward to the right or left, things can go very badly. It's a bit of a crapshoot if you move north into the swamp. There's great cover there. I'm a little bit afraid to take shots there, but I'm going to take a few if I can micromanage it, because you have to really micromanage these snipers. There's one point, I don't think I show it, but there's one point where either I gave an order to move forward when I intended to shoot, or it's that old glitch where your snipers will chase after someone when they retreat. But anyway, one of my snipers moved forward. I didn't want them to, but they moved forward on their own. And he got hit, and he lost about 30 men. So that's my biggest loss. Here comes his Cav, charging into where the JF Browns are. I'm trying to get the JF Browns out of there, get some other infantry up. He gives a shot on the JF Browns and on the artillery with that Cav unit. I'm hitting his flank again. This is fun. Enjoying this. Just a chance to thump him. Now, he won't target me with his artillery that far away. His artillery is going to target my infantry that's closer. When my two infantry units charged forward to drive his Cav back, which worked wonderfully, I'm having them just stay in the woods to the front and just deliver damage to the enemy. I'm going to take some losses, but I'm also dealing a lot of damage. But man, his artillery is hurting my units. I'm taking some real damage there, but I'm looking at the losses to kills and getting pretty good kill ratio, so it's okay. So he did retreat, and I had to fall back for some reason out of the woods. And my allied unit took flanking fire and did retreat, so I had to put one of my guys on the front line. Not happy about that, but as soon as he recovers, I'm going to put the allied unit back on the front line. Okay, make sure my sniper there is firing at his artillery. In the swamp, you have to be in the swamp. You don't want to be like in the green area. You want to be in the swamp, firing at them, drive them further back. So we just killed a Cav unit. Anything else happening? Yeah, I think I had one of my units fall back too far. Oh, I brought a unit up, had him fire for a while, and then had him back off the line. I do that a couple times, hoping to inflict extra damage on the enemy. So my sniper over there is chipping away at him. That's good. He gets spotted. I get out of there. He has too much Cav running around back there. I don't want to get into. So I get unseen. I get back into shooting. Requires a lot of micromanagement. So the allied unit is back in the fortification. That's good. My units are in good cover doing damage. But I've taken all the losses I want to take for a while. So I'm going to put a detached skirmisher on the front line. Back the other infantry up. Just have two infantry on the north part of the North Woods. He's not doing anything in the far north. I've thumped him twice up there, so looks like he's given up. One of the allied units from the north, I've moved down to the south. I'm merging him into the larger unit. Come on, merge, merge, merge. If you punch the Y key, that will get them to merge. So he's coming in for another charge. I'm going to fire into the attack. He routes right away. Allied unit's doing fine. So I buffed him up with about 700 more men. We have plenty of supporting fire. His morale should be nicely recovered. We're back in business. So yeah, I think that's an artillery unit hiding underneath that general. So my 420-pound parrots are just staying constantly. You have to make sure that I'm hitting pause, making sure they're targeting artillery. They're doing fine, chipping away at his artillery. Okay, now I've killed a whole bunch of his artillery that was in the south. And I want to get closer for the next round of killing. So I'm actually moving them to the right of where they are. Like, I had very good positions in the south where I could hit all of his artillery that was south of this guy that you can see. Killed them all. My snipers also helped kill them all. And I think killed most of the guys that I could see in the north. And now I'm just moving the artillery to the right, and we'll get shots on this guy. And I want to stay in farms if I can, stay in cover, try to stay hidden. These guys are all perked for extra cover and concealment. And I don't think I take any artillery losses with my 20-pound parrots for the entire battle. Okay, that unit that's keeping him from getting flanking fire on my allied unit. Now that allied unit's just all the artillery in the world is hitting him, I think. James Longstreet just got wounded. He's a division commander. That is terrible. That's the only officer I lose in this battle. So, and it's because, I think that's Custer. And I moved him up onto the front line. He is 2,100. Yeah, he's 2,100, and it triggered an officer loss. So that's terrible. I'm going to go ahead and start moving him anyway to the right to get ready for the next phase. These guys, I mean, as you can see, I have infantry just sitting around, waiting to repel any charges. But I don't want the W's are Whitworths without scopes. I should have, I backed him up. I needed somebody with a scope to hit that guy. No, I give up on him. And he goes back into hidden for some reason. Yeah, there he is. I need to... Nope, I tried to move forward, and I did take some losses. Nope, there's the TS. There's the scoped Whitworth. Yeah, now he's too far forward. He's going to get hit again. That's the same guy that got hit before. So you have a choice. If you have the patience to micromanage these guys, come forward, take a shot, and fall back, you can have a great time picking away at the enemy. I just don't want to do it. Okay, here I make a mistake because I'm out of ammo. I give up the woods, and my infantry unit's going to rout. That's holding the northern fortress. But he's almost out of men, so this actually works out. I know he's going to retreat. As soon as he gets on the flank, I know he's going to retreat. Because I'm going to hit all of these guys. Look how small they are. They're like 400, 600. So get him out of there. And my guys are going to come up and hit him in the flank. First unit shattered. I'm going to take some shots with his artillery, but we're going to do some real damage to this guy. My guys are in fine cover. Yeah, Stanley, his detached skirmisher is occupying the fortified line. So he's got to stand there without a detached skirmisher. In the north, I have people backing off, so everybody's invisible. Yeah, we're going to take losses, but want to really hammer this guy right now. You can decide to do this or not. If that infantry unit hadn't run out of ammo, it'd have been much better. But under the circumstances, he was out of ammo. I got him out of there. Then my unit, I knew he was going to get flanked, and I went, okay, we'll just do it this way. And as you can see, he's done. I mean, I took a look at the size of his units, and I thought, I'll take a few losses, but yeah, this will be fine. So he's going to be completely dead. In the north, I'm getting my guys in position to kill that guy that's behind his line, but I want to kill him and get out so my guys don't get charged. Okay, this is the last bit of suicidal silliness where he just throws guys at the line who he really probably shouldn't. Now his sniper is there, and I'm finally going to kill him. I'm going to notice him in a moment. Oh, I did notice him, but I don't go after him there. I'm going to go after him in a moment. Yeah, he's going to die. $500, $400, and dead. Okay, and there are my snipers. Turn them on, make sure they fire at the artillery, and he's dead. Turn them off right away before they fire at the infantry and give their position away. And now I'm going to have everyone target. And he goes invisible. So I'm going to send a detached. This is a good way to kill this guy if you can. Send a detached skirmisher forward to uncover the guy's location and then have everybody hit him. So I have all my artillery ready to go. I don't see him. So I'm targeting his artillery. His artillery's dead. I'm going to go ahead and wait now to the last cav unit kills itself. And I turn off the artillery. I don't see his artillery. I don't want my artillery firing at infantry. Okay, now the way to do this, I figure out, is I'm going to have my detached skirmisher approach left to right, so my scoped Whitworths can hit this sniper and kill him. Also, I need to get everybody else out of sight. There he is. Okay, so my guys, go get him. Turn on all the artillery. Everybody fire at this guy. And my scoped Whitworth also got a shot, and he's dead. Okay, good. So now I should be able to get my entire force invisible. I'm checking, is everybody invisible? I want him to come forward, preferably with artillery in the front. I want that artillery kamikaze charge, and here he comes. There's a unit of 400, almost 397, a unit of 413. And I have the guy in the woods. I'm going to turn him off because I want these guys to come forward as far as possible. And I'm going to hit him with as many detached skirmishers as I can. I'm thinking my artillery can fire at him, and that'll be fine. So 416, 400, who's taking losses, another 360, and a 349. 1,500 men. So that's a lot of artillery. Get that infantry out of there, because he stopped because he saw my infantry. So get out of there, get out of there, get out of there. Okay, now we're invisible. He moves forward again. I want all of his units to come forward. There are 4 or 5 of them. I want them all to come forward before I hit him. He sees somebody. Who does he see? The commander. Get the commander out of there. Yeah, now I know. Oh, he's, of course, the officer has the worst, is the easiest to see. Okay, my sniper is hitting him. Okay, he's moving. That's good. He's got to unlimber, and we should be able to kill 3 of these units before he unlimbers. The 4th one will just be a fight. So I'm having everybody target. And I really should target the guy that's 391 because my snipers are going to kill everybody else. Snipers and detached skirmishers. Get forward, shoot, get forward, shoot. And about 1,500 men are going to die almost instantly. Yeah, make sure everybody's moving forward. You know how these detached skirmishers want to move backwards, so I have to stop and tell everybody to move forward so that they keep moving forward. And I got the 153 in the back. Now kill this last one. 160, 150. Come on, get him, get him, get him. Make sure everybody's hitting him. I'm willing to take friendly fire as well. Kill this guy. Okay, he's dead. So I have everyone fall back. A little bit of time passes. Now there's a spot. I'm going to show you where it is. It's this little clump of woods right to the left of the observation post. You can get a guy in there, and I'm moving with my artillery forward, of course. You know where this guy is. He's right near the observation point. So if you put a guy in those woods, you can see the artillery that's going to be near the observation point. So you can also see him from behind if you have snipers to the rear, which I do. But all I want to do is just get everybody firing at this guy. 400 guys. This is the last. He has 11,300 men and 17 guns when I start. And what I want to do is I'm going to kill the remaining 11,700 men and 17 guns and lose just over 100 men in the process. So this is, of course, how I like to fight battles, which is, you know, using overwhelming combined arms. And that's what we're going to do. $235 men left. Just checking all these units that they're not bleeding condition, because I have plans for all of them. $140, 130, 120, and dead. And I double check it, and he has no more guns. Okay, now we're going to move everybody in position. And the first thing I wanted to hit was this unit of 793 in the fortification. But he is abandoning that. Now what I had intended to do was move units up forward and move a bunch of artillery behind it and get snipers in position to hit him from behind. But he moves away. So what I'm doing now is I'm running infantry up, and I'm going to have snipers hit him from the flank. So he's about to get hit by 4 snipers from the flank, and my infantry is now closer to the fortification than he is, and so they would hit him as he deployed, and we would win that. But 3 snipers hitting him from the flank had him rout. So that worked out fine. So I send one of the 2 infantry further north. We're going to start shifting guys around. We're moving the rest of the infantry forward to put a semicircle around this guy. But we're not going to do anything till we get artillery in place. Artillery and snipers in place to hit everybody from every possible angle. And like I said, we're going to kill 11,000, whatever it is. And we're going to lose just over 100 men in the entire process. And that counts getting into melee. So Pandakraut said in Hi Bob Warbob's video that you can break guys out of these fortifications if you use enough artillery, if you have enough of it. And we're going to test that theory out right now. So the first guy just abandoned his fortification, And be on the lookout for that, because he will do that. He'll give strange orders to units to tell them to abandon perfectly good fortifications. And when he does, have guys in position to take the fortification away from him. So we're going to surround him, and we can also, all of my artillery is in exploding shell range. I'm going to hit him with snipers, and then the plan is to hit him with detached skirmishers. But Pandakraut was right. If you hit him with enough of it, but it's got to be exploding shell. The mistake people make is they fire at long range and there's just firing artillery. That isn't going to do it. You have to hit him with exploding shell at least, and preferably canister. So he has a little unit of 600. This is going to take... Notice the 20-pound parrots. Come on, 20-pound parrots. Hit him. Bang! He's gone. Okay. I don't think he got a shot off. Okay, we're moving up the artillery. This is how I love to play. Have the infantry advance only as fast as the artillery. Keep the artillery in close support. The Napoleons are on the front line. This is what I wanted the Napoleons for, to break these fortifications. Bang! Snipers and artillery. Hit him. Broke him. Okay, let's move everybody north. I gotta tell you, this is how I love to play Ultimate General. It's just this. Yeah, I have infantry with artillery and close support. This is the most fun way for me to play this game. I am very happy. Anyone who comes forward is going to take canister. First exploding shell and then canister to the face. And it is all a thing of beauty. Snipers to the side to deliver a couple volleys. Okay, I moved the JF Browns all the way around. The JF Browns were on the far left. I was expecting him to abandon the fortifications on his right. So I brought the JF Browns around, and they get there just in time to deliver a shot to the flank. I've turned the ammo wagons off. I want to save my ammo for my snipers. My artillery can just fire at 1/3 speed. They're fine. I don't need them to fire all the time, just when the enemy attacks. And if the enemy advances in the open and I can get exploding shell or canister on the enemy, that's good. Otherwise, as you can see, I've turned them off. Yeah, my allied unit comes up, gets a shot on him, attracts his attention while my snipers keep taking free shots. Yeah, have everybody move. Let's get around this guy. £20 parrots in place. Come on, let's see some canister. Yep, what do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 snipers hitting him, and and 2 20-pound parrots are within exploding shell range. Nice. Now he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't want to advance. Then he decides to charge. And he does almost nothing. Well, other than lose a bunch of men. Yeah, taking the victory location doesn't matter. You have until 2100, I think. Might be 2130. Okay, I advance and he charges out almost right away, so I have to get my line in position and get my artillery to stop moving forward and to fire. Yeah, if he moves forward just a little bit more, he'll take canister. That'll be really bad for his morale. Don't want to push too hard, just move forward a little bit. Yeah, there's a bit of a blind spot with the woods right there. I kind of figured there'd be somebody there, so yeah. Don't want to push too close. Just move forward a little bit, see what's there. I have 2 infantry that just hit him in the flank. That went really well. All of these guys over here are taking artillery, exploding shell, and snipers to the flank. Yeah, his flashing unit isn't doing any damage. He's just doing very little to nothing up there. Okay, I'm going to turn my artillery on. That's actually an allied unit. Start getting exploding shell on the guy in the fortification. He's the only guy who's not out playing. Start working on his morale. Root just took a hit, so that's too close. Have him fall back. And that other artillery unit is also allied. Have him start firing exploding shell onto the enemy. Everybody else is broken. I mean, we can walk up closer. Yeah, I think he voluntarily left the fortification. So now we want to target the unit that's 1500 and chip him down to about 1000 and bag the whole crew. So guys are taking shots on now 1400 size unit. Yeah, that little unit that's 1000, he has no chance. Yeah, that little unit is now, that was 1500, is now 1200, on his way to 1100. And but he still has some fight left. So we just hit him. I think he just routed. Okay, that's pretty much a wrap. Now it's how do we bag these guys. I'm getting my artillery out of there in case he makes a wild dash to the left. I'm going to go ahead and pull Timothy out of there and start moving guys. I already gave orders to a bunch of units to start moving to the left. In case they go to the corner, that's fine. Yeah, I keep getting a surrender message, and he's starting to shatter, so at this point I feel like, yeah, maybe we can just bag the lot of them. They're all under 1000 now. Let's go ahead and charge. I'm afraid they're all going to shatter, and I do want to get some captures. Make sure everybody's off. Whoop, I need to make sure. I almost forgot my artillery. I'm about to take a whole bunch of friendly fire. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. Last 2. They're down to 600. So let's get some melee. Oh yeah, some nice 2-on-1. Look at his numbers fall. And we actually fire into that one, and he surrenders. Okay, the enemy lost 54,300. I lost 8,300, of which a lot of that were my allied units. My losses were 3,960. So you want to put your allied units in that one location where they can absorb all the artillery fire in the woods and in that fortification. I lost 3,900 after medicine, and that's great. So 4,300 kills, lost 500. That's terrific. Absolutely terrific. That guy is a 3-star unit. 3,800, lost 600. 3,200, lost 300. Those are all close to 10 to 1. Actually, overall, for my units, I think I'm close to 10 to 1. Yeah, you see his units should be taking the heavy losses. Let's see. Perot, 2,900, lost 483. He was on the front line. He was in one of the fortified positions, and he did take some artillery. So, but that's still pretty good. Woods, yeah, he took some losses. He took 670. So Custer, he's the guy who got the officer check. 600, lost 473. I had him on the front line too. Let's see. Taylor, 798, lost less than 200. Timothy, 769, lost 45. 700, lost 30. That's what we want to see. Officers, Lieutenant Colonel to Colonel. Curtis is not mine. Spencer carbines, 481 Spencer carbines. Let's see. He had scoped Whitworths. He had scoped Whitworths. That's painful. Some 20-pound Parrots. And I captured 6,063s. So I think that's right. So I should have armed my men with 61s. Okay, we got my best sniper got 1,600, then 1,100, then 1,000, then 600, and then the non-scoped. They were just for visibility until the end, and they got 270. But all of those units are good enough for the end game now. They're in good shape. 20-pound Parrots are all in good shape. Lost nobody on my units. So those are all pretty good kills. You expect about 1,000, 1,500 with 20-pound Parrots. So Union artillery. Yeah, this is painful. 400, 300, 300, 300, 200, 200. It's about 3,000 men. So you're going to lose 3,000 men no matter what you do. Because his artillery is just going to hurt you. But if he's mostly hitting your allied units, then it's not that bad. Okay, his snipers didn't kill that many, but man, they were a nuisance. They gave enormous visibility to the enemy. His infantry didn't do that much. Most of them killed less than 200. So not a big surprise. The monster of the battlefield was his artillery. That's what you have to deal with. Yep, my infantry. Love those numbers. You can get more kills if you put your guys on the front line instead of allied units, but then you're going to take all of those losses on top of it. So I don't think that's a good idea. So this is really good. Only one officer wounded. That's actually a 3-star unit. Anybody over 60 is instantly a 3-star unit if you put a good general in there. These guys are all looking great. The snipers, they're ready for Washington. Yeah, look how far the command bar is. So I think I have 5, maybe 6 units. This is my new artillery. It needs some more experience, but the other units are ready for Washington. So these guys are not 3-star when you get down this far. Yeah, these guys are fine. They're ready for Washington. So I need to build one more sniper, and then I'll have my 10 snipers. I need to move these 20-pound parrots to some of my weaker units to get grind XP on some more units, because these guys are about maxed out. These guys came in. They're looking great. I mean, they're coming right along. All the colonels got experience, and they're all high enough they can probably... Well, they'll be fine. They'll be fine for any of my 2-star units. Have 90 reputation. Yeah, this is great. I think I have 5 units, about 10,000 men that can go to the 3-star infantry reserve pool in the reserve corps. That takes me over 60,000 infantry, plus all of the artillery and snipers and cav that I've built, which is a bunch. So, coming right along. So yeah, these guys... Nah, 51 is too low. These guys will stay 2-star for the next battle, and also probably for Cold Harbor. But yeah, when they hit about 60, then with a 2-star general, they're 3-star, and I just blend them into this 3-star manpower pool. So yeah, I was really happy with the outcome of this battle. Let's see, what did he get? 42,000 men. He's down 50 to 55, 67, 60, 69. So he actually went up in armory. So good, he'll bring more scoped Whitworths to battle. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. It was an interesting little side battle. The whole trick is, in my opinion, making sure your units don't get beaten to death with his artillery, and that little clump of woods just north of the southern fortifications, you have to keep somebody in there. And I only moved somebody out of there when he ran out of ammo, but probably I should have just made him stay there because he was like a doorstop. So, or just keep him supplied, which, you know, I let him get out of ammo, and that was my mistake, and I paid for it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. It was a fun little battle, and I'll see you next time.